Level 1. You are 22 years old. You have $93 in your checking account. It's a Wednesday afternoon, and you are standing in line at a bank branch. The line is 6 people long. The line moves slowly. You have been standing here for 14 minutes. You are here because your debit card was declined yesterday at a gas station, and you need to figure out what is wrong with your account, and the bank website said you could not access certain information online and would need to visit a branch. The line is, you notice, mostly people who look like you. People in their 20s. People who appear, by the way they are dressed and the way they are standing, to be at roughly the same financial level as you. The bank does not separate the line by account balance. The bank treats you all, in this moment, identically. The treatment is functional but distant. The teller, when you finally reach her, smiles at you in the specific way that customer service workers smile at customers they will probably never see again. The smile is polite. The smile does not contain recognition. She looks at your account. She tells you that your account was charged a $35 overdraft fee 3 days ago. The overdraft fee triggered a series of declined transactions, which produced 2 additional overdraft fees of $35 each. Your account, which had $298 in it last week, now has $93 after the fees were deducted. You ask if the fees can be reversed. The teller checks her screen. She tells you that one of the 3 fees can be reversed as a courtesy. The other 2 cannot. The bank's policy is to reverse 1 fee per 12-month period for accounts in good standing. You are now using your 1 courtesy reversal for the year. The fee is removed. Your balance becomes $128. You leave the bank. You sit in your car in the parking lot for a minute before driving away. You realize, sitting in the car, that the bank just took $70 from you for a mistake that involved no actual harm to anyone. The bank's argument is that they extended you credit when your card was declined. The credit they extended you was $0. The harm was 0. The fee was $70. This is the first thing nobody tells you about banks. The first thing is that banks make a significant portion of their money from the people who can least afford to pay them. The overdraft fees, the maintenance fees, the minimum balance fees, the wire transfer fees that are higher than the actual cost of the wire. All of these fees fall disproportionately on people with small balances. The fees are, in aggregate, billions of dollars of annual revenue for the banks. The fees are also, in aggregate, billions of dollars that are extracted from people who genuinely cannot afford them. The bank does not, at this level, treat you badly. The bank treats you with the polite indifference reserved for customers whose accounts are not, individually, profitable to the bank. The aggregate of millions of accounts like yours is what makes the bank profitable. You are, individually, a number in a column. The verb at level 1 is endure. Endure the fees. Endure the indifference. Endure the fact that the bank is, structurally, designed to extract money from people in your specific situation. Level 2. You are 28. You have $5,000 in your account. The $5,000 is the result of 3 years of consistent saving since you got your first real job after college. You have, in addition, about $15,000 in a separate retirement account that you cannot easily access. The $5,000 is your liquid savings. The $5,000 is what you have. You are at the same bank you have been with since you were 18. The bank has, recently, sent you a letter offering to upgrade you to their preferred checking tier. The preferred checking tier requires a minimum balance of $3,000. You qualify. You upgrade. The upgrade is, technically, an improvement. The new tier waives some fees. The new tier offers slightly better interest on your savings. The new tier comes with a small free safe deposit box. The total annual value of the upgrade is, by your calculation, about $90. The treatment at this tier is, you notice, marginally different. When you walk into the branch, the teller now greets you slightly more attentively. When you call customer service, the wait time is shorter by a few minutes. When you need a routine service, like a notary stamp or a money order, you get it without paying the small fees that lower-tier customers pay. The differences are small. The differences are, in aggregate, real. The bank has identified you as a customer who is now slightly worth keeping. Not worth pursuing. Not worth investing in. But worth retaining. The retention is the entire strategy of this tier. This is the second thing nobody tells you about banks. The second thing is that banks operate on a tiered customer model that is mostly invisible to the customer. Every customer is sorted at every moment. into a category based on their total assets at the bank, their account history, their potential lifetime value, and their likelihood of churning to a competitor. The category determines, in countless small ways, how the bank treats you. The category is rarely made explicit. The category is enforced through small daily decisions about service quality, fee waivers, response times, and proactive offerings. You will, at $5,000, never know what the higher categories look like. You will see hints. You will hear, occasionally, about friends at the same bank who got different treatment for the same request. You will assume the differences are random or personal. The differences are neither. The differences are systematic. The differences are the entire business model. The verb at level 2 is qualify. Qualify for the slightly better treatment. Receive the slightly better treatment. Notice, slowly, that the treatment is conditional on your balance and could be revoked if your balance falls below the threshold. Level 3. You are 34. You have $50,000 in your accounts. The $50,000 is split between a high-yield savings account, a checking account, and a small brokerage account that the bank also services. You have, recently, been contacted by the bank about meeting with a personal banker. The personal banker is a real person who will be assigned to your account. The personal banker will know your name. The personal banker will return your phone calls. You meet the personal banker. Her name is Jennifer. She is in her late 30s. She is professional, friendly, and clearly trained to make you feel valued. She walks you through the services available at your tier, the fees that are waived, the products that are now offered to you, the slightly higher interest rates on certain accounts. She also, near the end of the meeting, mentions that her job is to be your main point of contact at the bank. If you have any questions, you can call her directly. If you need anything done, you can email her and she will handle it. The phone line you previously called, which had a wait time of 15 minutes, is no longer your point of contact. You leave the meeting feeling, for the first time in your banking life, like a customer. This is significant. The fee structure is also significantly different. Most fees are now waived. The overdraft protection is automatic. The wire transfers are free. The replacement debit cards are expedited. The services that lower-tier customers pay for are bundled into the relationship at no additional cost. The bank has decided, in their internal calculations, that your account is worth investing in. The investment is Jennifer's salary, allocated across the 50 or so customers she manages. The investment is the slightly faster service. The investment is the small fee waivers. The investment is, in total, perhaps $800 a year from the bank's perspective. The bank expects to recover this investment through the fees and interest you will pay on the products they will, slowly, offer you. This is the third thing nobody tells you about banks. The third thing is that the moment you become valuable enough to have a personal banker, the bank starts selling you products. The mortgage, the investment account, the line of credit, the insurance products. Each of these products generates revenue for the bank that significantly exceeds the cost of providing Jennifer's services. You are now, from the bank's perspective, a customer worth cultivating. The cultivation looks like personal service. The cultivation is, in fact, a long-term revenue strategy. The verb at level 3 is engage. The bank now engages with you. You now engage with the bank. The engagement is bidirectional in a way it was not at lower levels. Level 4. You are 41. You have $500,000 across your accounts. The $500,000 happened because of a combination of consistent saving, equity in a small business you started, and one piece of luck involving a real estate sale. You are, by any reasonable standard, doing well. You have started to realize, beginning to operate in a different financial universe than most of your friends. The bank has, in response to your growing balance, transferred you to a different category of relationship. You are no longer a preferred banking customer. You are now a private client. The terminology change is small but real. The treatment change is larger than the terminology suggests. You are now assigned to a private client advisor instead of a personal banker. The private client advisor has fewer customers than the personal banker had. She has, perhaps, 15 to 20 clients. She knows their financial situations in significant detail. She knows your name, your spouse's name, your children's names. She remembers, between meetings, what you discussed last time. The bank, at this level, has a private banking suite that is separate from the main branch. You enter through a different door. You sit in a small, comfortable lounge. You are offered coffee or tea. You wait, briefly, for your advisor in a setting that does not resemble the main banking floor. This is the fourth thing nobody tells you about banks. The fourth thing is that, at a certain threshold of wealth, the bank physically separates you from other customers. The separation is not advertised. The separation is not announced. The separation is just present, in the architecture of the bank, in the way you are guided through the building, in the people you encounter while you wait. You did not, before this level, know that the private banking suite existed. You walked past the door 1,000 times without knowing what was behind it. Behind the door, you discover, is a different bank than the one you grew up with. The same institution, technically, the same logo on the door, but the operations, the relationships, the services, the products, all of these are different. The bank has, in a real sense, two parallel businesses operating under the same name. The retail bank, which serves most customers, and the private bank, which serves customers like you. The two banks rarely interact. The two banks do not, generally, discuss each other. Most retail bank customers do not know the private bank exists. Most private bank customers do not think about the retail bank. The verb at level 4 is transition. You have transitioned. You did not entirely choose to transition. The transition happened to you as a function of your assets crossing a threshold. The transition will continue, slowly, as your assets grow. Level 5. You are 48. You have $5 million. The $5 million is across several accounts, several investment vehicles, and one small business that you partially own. You are now in the category of high net worth individuals, which is a specific banking term that means you have over $1 million in investable assets. The bank has, accordingly, moved you again. You are now a high net worth client at the bank's wealth management division. The wealth management division is a separate business unit. The wealth management division has offices in different buildings than the retail bank. The wealth management division has different staff, different processes, different products, different fees. You have not, you realize, been to a bank branch in over a year. Everything you need is handled by your wealth advisor, his team of 2 associates, and the back office staff that handles execution. Your wealth advisor comes to you when you want to meet. He comes to your house, your office, your country club. He does not require you to come to him. The services available to you at this level are dramatically different. You have access to investment opportunities that retail customers cannot access. Private equity funds with high minimum investments. Pre-IPO allocations. Customized lending against your investment portfolio at rates significantly below standard mortgage rates. Tax structuring services. Estate planning coordination. International banking arrangements that most people do not know are available. The wealth advisor, whose name is Michael, has been with the bank for 15 years. He has, in his career, served clients across the wealth spectrum at this level. He knows the products. He knows the strategies. He knows the small specific tactics that wealthy clients use to manage their money efficiently. This is the fifth thing nobody tells you about banks. The fifth thing is that, at $5 million, the bank stops being primarily a place where you put money and starts being a strategic partner that helps you manage wealth. The shift is real and significant. The fees are also significantly higher. The wealth management division charges you, in various forms, around 1% of your assets per year. The 1% on $5 million is $50,000 annually. The $50,000 is, in exchange, supposed to produce better returns, better service, and better strategic guidance than you could produce on your own. The math, at this level, sometimes works in your favor. The math, sometimes, does not. The bank, of course, always wins. The bank charges the fee regardless of whether the strategic advice produces results. The verb at level 5 is partner. The bank is now your partner. The partnership has specific terms. Level 6. You are 54. You have $25 million. The $25 million represents a successful exit from your business plus continued investment growth over 15 years. You are, at this level, in the category that banks describe internally as ultra-high net worth. The category typically begins at $30 million. You are slightly below the formal threshold, but the bank treats you as if you have crossed it because they want to retain your business. You are now served by the private bank's senior team. The senior team is a small group of approximately 20 advisors who handle the bank's most significant relationships. Your specific advisor, whose name is Robert, is in his late 50s. He has been a private banker for 30 years. He has, in his career, served 3 generations of certain client families. Robert does not, in any meaningful sense, sell you products. Robert understands your full financial situation, your family dynamics, your business interests, your philanthropic goals, and your long-term plans for the wealth. Robert coordinates the various specialists at the bank and outside the bank who handle the specific elements of your financial life. Robert is, in a real sense, your wealth coordinator. The bank, at this level, treats you as a relationship rather than a customer. The distinction is important. A customer is someone who buys products. A relationship is someone who is integrated into the bank's long-term strategy. The bank wants you, your children, and eventually your grandchildren to remain with the bank for decades. The bank invests in this outcome through Robert's salary, through customized services, through small specific accommodations that retain you. This is the 6th thing nobody tells you about banks. The 6th thing is that, at ultra-high net worth levels, banks compete for clients in ways that retail customers cannot imagine. The competition is not on rates or fees. The competition is on relationship quality, on access to opportunities, on small specific accommodations. The bank that has Robert, who has known your family for 20 years, has a significant competitive advantage. The bank that does not have Robert has to win you on different dimensions. The competition is also why, at this level, you are courted in ways that most people would find surprising. You are invited to private events. You are introduced to other clients who might be interesting to you. You are given small personalized gifts on appropriate occasions. The courting is genuine and also strategic. The bank wants you to feel valued because the bank knows that feeling valued is what keeps you from switching to a competitor. The verb at level 6 is cultivate. The bank cultivates you. You allow yourself to be cultivated within limits you set. Level 7. You are 62. You have $100 million. The $100 million is the result of decades of building, investing, and 1 or 2 significant wins that compounded across the rest of your portfolio. You are now, by any measure, in the small group of bank clients who can demand essentially anything within reason and receive it. You are also, at this level, no longer a client in the traditional sense. You are a member of the small ecosystem of capital that the bank serves at its highest tier. The bank, at this level, has assigned to you not just an advisor but a small dedicated team. The team includes a senior banker as the primary relationship lead, an investment specialist who handles your complex investments, a credit specialist who handles any borrowing or lending arrangements, an estate and trust specialist, and an operations coordinator who handles execution. The team's combined effort, just for you, runs the bank approximately $500,000 per year in fully loaded costs. The bank makes this back, easily, through the fees and interest you generate. You are also, at this level, served by the bank's institutional capabilities. The bank's research teams provide you with analysis. The bank's trading desks execute your trades at preferential rates. The bank's investment banking group brings you deals before they become public. You operate inside the bank's full infrastructure in a way that no other category of client can match. This is the 7th thing nobody tells you about banks. The 7th thing is that, at the highest levels of wealth, the bank functions essentially as an extension of your own staff. The bank does not, at this level, sell you services. The bank provides infrastructure. The infrastructure is so deeply integrated into your financial life that switching banks would require months of transition and substantial disruption. The bank knows this. The bank uses this. The bank treats you well because the bank has structurally locked you in, and because keeping you happy is significantly more profitable than acquiring a replacement client. You are, at this point, in a small layer of society that operates by rules that retail customers do not know exist. You have access to capital, to opportunities, to information, to relationships that are simply not available below this threshold. The access is the actual product. The dollar amount is just what triggers the access. The verb at level 7 is integrate. The bank integrates with your life. The integration is the entire relationship. The payoff. So let's pull this together. At level 1, endure. The bank extracts fees from people who can least afford them. At level 2, qualify. Small balance improvements unlock marginally better treatment. At level 3, engage. The personal banker becomes your point of contact and the bank starts selling you products. At level 4, transition. You enter the private bank suite. A parallel banking system reveals itself. At level 5, partner. The wealth management division becomes a strategic partner. The fees become significant. At level 6, cultivate. The bank invests in retaining you through relationships, not products. At level 7, integrate. The bank functions as infrastructure for your financial life. Here is the thing nobody on YouTube will tell you about banks. The bank you experience at any given wealth level is not the same institution as the bank that other people at other wealth levels experience. The logo is the same. The name is the same. The actual operations, products, services, and treatment are entirely different. The bank you saw at 22, when you were charged $70 in overdraft fees, is a completely different bank than the one your hypothetical future self will see at 62 with $100 million in assets. They share a building. They share a brand. They do not share anything else. The bank is, in this sense, a metaphor for the larger truth about wealth. The same institutions, the same systems, the same physical structures treat people at different wealth levels in entirely different ways. The differences are not random. The differences are not accidental. The differences are the entire business model. If you are watching this video and you are at the lower tiers, the message is that the treatment will change as your wealth grows. The change is real. The change is not glamorous at first. The change accumulates. By the time you cross certain thresholds, you will have access to a version of banking that is genuinely different from what you have known. If you are watching this video at the higher tiers, the message is to remember what the lower tiers felt like. The overdraft fees, the waiting in line, the polite indifference. These are not memories of a former version of you. These are the present reality for most of the bank's customers. The bank treats you well because the bank treats them less well. The asymmetry is the entire arrangement. Somewhere right now, a 22-year-old is standing in line at a bank branch. They have $93 in their account. They are about to learn that the bank charged them $70 in overdraft fees for a transaction that involved no actual harm to anyone. They will pay the fee. They will accept the explanation. They will, eventually, move up to the higher tiers, or they will not. Most will not. The bank will continue, regardless. If this video changed how you think about banking and wealth, hit subscribe. We have more videos like this on the channel, each one breaking down a different system that treats people differently depending on where they sit on the ladder. See you in the next one.